My name is Chizzy Enyi, Esquire. I'm the President General Initiative for Transparent Strategy and Good Leadership, and these are my members. Just yesterday, we watched and also saw on some social media wherein the former governor of Rivers State and the current minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, where he was making scurrilous remarks and saying unprintable things against the former governor of Rivers State, the former Golden Governor, Sir Dr. Peter Odili, alleging that Odili has pocketed Rivers State to himself because his wife, the Pro-Chancellor, one of the daughters is the commissioner, and one of the other one is a judge. And we all have come to a realization that we've gotten a man who, despite his working schedule, has become the showman. Because at every point in time, he always comes back to Rivers State to do a show in Rivers State. And it is no longer news that the former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, has gone wide to envelop the affairs of Rivers State to himself. But before now, the issues we got, or we have been seeing, is the problem between him and the current governor, which we all know that is on the control of the resources of the state, which he publicly said that Nyesom Fubara should not touch his structure. And it was a general statement that Rivers State then is now its structure. But on this attack against Sir Dr. Peter Odili, let us come to ask ourselves a very simple question. Is it true? One error in this thing is that this statement was made in a church. And the pastor or the presiding officer who allowed that thing to go by also didn't do well. And I'm also so sure that if God is punishing Wike, even himself will not go Scot-Free, because that thing was done in an altar, and he allowed Wike to finish what he was doing. And let's see the record. Now, Wike alleged that 3 positions the family of Odili is holding has made him to become the general overseer to preside over the affairs of Rivers State. And now let's look at this one. Wike as a person is the minister of the Federal Capital Territory. His wife, Justice Suzette Eberechi, is the justice of the Court of Appeal. His cousin, Anbum Onoha, the immediate past special advisor on land, is now the current resident electoral commissioner, Edo State. The wife of the said Anbum Onoha, Obe Anbum Onoha, which is Wike's cousin, she is currently the chief magistrate. Wike's cousin, that is by name Justice Beauty Okere, is also now a judge. The only slot then given to Rivers State, Wike gave it to his cousin, Justice Beauty Okere, a judge. The same Wike also gave his uncle, one Nyesom Wike, a board member in one of the universities in the north. Now, the only local content position coming to Rivers State that Rivers people are supposed to enjoy, the same Wike gave it to one of his in-laws from the OCC's extraction. It's from Delta State. As we speak currently, that position, instead of coming to Rivers State, the position has not gone to Delta State because Wike wants to favor his own self. Personal, everything about Wike is being personal. The same Wike, as we speak, gave Tony Okocha the NDDC rep in Rivers State from his local government. The same Wike gave essay on land to the Honorable Minister of FCT, his local government man, Emu Chinda. The same Wike gave one of his brothers to Chidi Amade, the chief of staff, to the Honorable Minister for Federal Capital Territory. Now, for others who are not in any way related to Wike, they will only get positions as by name, where nothing will come out of it. I can recall that one of those who Wike gave or nominated for a position, who is currently holding a position, a former head of service in Rivers State, his mother died recently, and he has not been able to bury his mother, despite the fact that he is holding a federal appointment, which there is nothing coming forth from. I can also mention his name. His name is Godwin Rufus. Currently, he cannot see. The likes of Rufus Godwin will be begging money to bury his money. So, however, I am only calling on Rivers people to know that this wicked showmanship every day coming on there on live television to talk against people is no longer good for us. My worry is that sometimes ago when Wike was doing a Thanksgiving, publicly Wike said, and let me quote him, "Any day I will do anything that will make the family of Dr. Odili to cry, God should not allow me to grow. And Wike is my brother and friend. If he is not growing again because God will not stagnate him, how will I feel happy? No. So Wike should please always know what to say and when to say it. He shouldn't be appropriating and reprobating at the same time. And each time he's doing this thing, he will always do it in the house of God. Even the one he said before, it was in the house of God. Abusing Odilina again, it's in the house of God. Even as at that time, he also said that if not for Dr. Peter Odili and his family, he wouldn't even have been the governor of Rivers State. The same man today saying Odili has appropriated Rivers State to himself. Even as we speak currently, apart from Ade Odili being the commissioner, we've not heard that, despite the fact that Odili is very close to the governor, that he has made any other nomination to the governor for appointment. But we are all aware that during when they were in good terms, the governor and Wike were in good terms. As then, all the appointments, including personal aides, were Wike nominees. So why is he trying to come and paint the former governor black? However, we have held Odili to a high estimate always. He as the golden governor, that record has not been set aside. Wike cannot set it aside. Wike cannot also break that record. Hence, Rivers people are very much comfortable with our present governor and the former governor. So Wike should do well, limit his showmanship to Abuja so that we will have our peace here in Rivers State. So on behalf of Rivers people, Wike inclusive, we are begging Sir Dr. Peter Odili to please forgive him, even though he will always say things that even God will be angry with him. Of Odili, we are begging you, please forgive him. God will bless you. You remain our leader. We will always hold you to a high esteem. First of all, did Odili mention Wike in the statement referred to? Odili never mentioned Wike. You know, it has become an adage that when an old person is in the house and you mention dry bone, he or she will quickly look at you, believing that you're referring to him or her. So that's just what happened. Odili said, Governor Nyesom Fubara has delivered Rivers State from someone who wants to personalize it. That is an obvious statement. The statement is as correct as truth. So there is nothing to add about it. Odili never mentioned anybody. But assuming Odili referred to Wike, Odili was correct. What is the problem between Sim and Wike? Is it not the control of the state? Even when Wike publicly said that his problem with Sim is that Sim should not tamper with his structure. And Sim is the governor of Rivers State. And Sim has no personal thing against Wike as at then that we know. The only thing is the governance. And Sim publicly also said that our problem, or my problem with Wike, is the control of the resources. So who else should we hear from? And you know, Sim, as the father of everybody in Rivers State, including Wike, cannot come and lie against his son or any of his children. So what we are saying is, Sir Dr. Peter Odili should please forgive Wike, even when he never mentioned Wike, but you should forgive Wike. But in Wike's statement, ordinarily is not even supposed to be responded to. The reason is very obvious. A former governor of Rivers State became a nobody after becoming the governor.
And the golden governor did.
I don't see, if you watch me talking, I refuse to go down deep to talk about those things because it's too insulting, it's below standard. There's no way to respond to such things. That the former governor of Rivers State became a nobody that Wike now brought into the limelight. With which money? Did Wike go to court fund? Wike said he built house for Odili with his money. Let me even tell you, when Wike was governor, with Rivers State money, Wike was paying all the youths, women, adults from Oromepiriko. As we speak, Wike, during the last employment in US, in ROSU, Rivers State University, it was an obvious fact that over 65% of those employed were from Oromepiriko. And Oromepiriko people, that is the home community of Wike, had more employment quotas even more than the host community. And all these things were done. Nobody said anything about it. And what Wike could publicly come to tell us is that he resuscitated Odili, assuming but not conceding that what Wike is saying is correct. That Odili at a point in time became nobody. Are you aware that as at this time we are talking, before Wike became governor, Odili's wife was the justice of the Supreme Court. And you're telling me here and now that the justice of Supreme Court cannot feed his or her family, such that Wike is now responsible in feeding the family of a justice of Supreme Court. Wike is even abusing Mr. President. Wike is even abusing the whole Nigeria and telling us that he means nothing. If at the level of a man who have risen to the peak as a justice of Supreme Court, you cannot feed your family, then there is more to tell in Nigeria.
Okay, as you speak, to an extent, I hear more of voices of Wike's kinsmen. How would you describe if there is total shift?
No, for obvious reasons, there will not be any shift. In fact, as I speak to you, you say I'm fighting Wike. No. I think the last time you people came here, we referred you to a statement made by Rivers people that for Wike's showmanship, Rivers people have decided to ignore him. So we are only calling for this press conference to beg our father to forgive Wike and nothing more, nothing less. But for Wike, in fact, he is a
okay, just a follow-up. You are saying we, on this program, you are holding in APC secretariat. We know what is happening between the APC
No.
So do you think that Wike wanted to control the resources of Rivers State, you as your group?
It is not whether we think. That is the reality. The governor said it. Even without the governor saying it, we know it's correct. How many commissioners are resigned during the little fracas that came up? How many commissioners are resigned? Including the chief of staff. The only person who didn't resign, that was expected to resign, was the SSG, and also the daughter of Odili, which also is the reason Wike is getting angry and nothing more. So for Sir Dr. Peter Odili, he's not perturbed. Nobody should think that there will be a shift. Shift to where, man? Will Odili be interested in responding to Wike? How? See, no. That's the story for another day.